like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and ice cold beer sitting in the console. Memory lane up in the headlights.
Now, who is following this Lynn? What's his name? Lewandowski thing? I mean, just stop already, okay? Let's just stop this, okay? And let's talk about this for a minute. Is this really that big of a deal? I mean, really. I was searching the whole Twitter fear this morning. And is it really that big of a deal? I mean, the guy grabs this chick's arm, okay? Obviously pretty forcefully, I guess, but they were done with the show. I mean, they were what I call the Donald Trump show. They were done with the Donald Trump show. And he grabs her arm and I guess leaves a bruise. Okay? You know, I'm not taking up for the Donald here. I'm really not. And I'm not taking up for this Lewandowski guy, but let's be honest. I mean, the woman did try to reach for the guy and push him out of the way. You know, I mean, according to this latest video, whatever you can believe coming from the Trump campaign. My point here is it really all that big of a deal? I don't know. To me, I'm thinking that she was doing what a reporter does. And I spent a long time in the journalist pool, and I know this. Journalists have a habit about being loud, obnoxious, and getting in the way. That's what they do. You don't know how many times I've had my arm grabbed. I've been pushed out of the way. I've been knocked to the ground, whatever, because I was in somebody's way that they didn't want me there. Okay? So, I think this chick just was looking for a reason to, I'm going to say it, she was looking for a reason to bitch, and they gave it to her. You know, she could have been pushed by another reporter for all we know. I mean, I know the video shows something different, but my point is, are we making just too big of a damn deal about this? You know, it's to me, it just seems like it's one of those kind of deals where this reporter was out looking for some shit, and she found it. I mean, she was out looking for some stuff, and she found it. I mean, she was going to create a story. She didn't have a story in the first place. More than likely, she didn't have a story. She was trying to create one. So that's exactly what she did. She went and created a story. That's what news reporters do. If they can't find a story, they'll create it. Like I said, I spent a long time on the journalistic pool side of things. And that's what they do. They'll make something up if they have to. That's what these people do. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there to you. You know, to think about. Anyway, this is the Matt Pierce Morning Overdrive. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Facebook.com, Matt Pierce News. Twitter, @Matt Pierce. WhySkyRadioNews.com. You can join us all over the whole internet spectrum there. Spreaker, iHeart, all of them. You can join us. SoundCloud, whatever you're on. You can join us and get this Overdrive segment this morning that we're doing. Now, I want to talk about this. Trump abandoned his pledge to support Republican nominees. Did you hear about that? You remember when was it, August? Was it in August? They asked him to take this pledge, that says, I, so-and-so, will promise to back up whatever for Republican president. First of all, I think that's childish and stupid. Next off, you remember, September. Dwayne tells me it was September. What's his name? Reince Priebus. Who in the hell is Reince Priebus, by the way? Where in the hell did he come from? I think he's the number one problem with the Republican Party. They're saying the problem with the Republicans is Donald Trump. The problem is this guy, Reince Priebus, that nobody can even really pronounce his damn name because he just has this stupid Austrian name or something that nobody can pronounce. I mean, it's like Reince Priebus, Adolf Hitler, Barack Obama. I mean, where do they get these names from? I don't know. Anyway, you remember back when they signed this pledge, there were 17 different candidates They asked him to sign this loyalty oath. Okay? The party leadership was really unnerved at the time by Donald Trump's refusal at the first debate in August of 2015 to endorse the eventual nominee for president. Remember that? You remember that, don't you? Okay. Because y'all are smart and you're the most educated listeners in all of radio because you hear me. You know that, Donald Trump was a little on edge there. Anyway, in September, all of the candidates, including Donald Trump, signed this pledge. Now, with only 3 candidates remaining in the race, the loyalty pledge appears to be all but dead. I mean, it's gone. Okay? Tuesday night, during a CNN town hall in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, moderator Anderson Cooper asked Donald Trump whether or not he's sticking with his pledge to support a nominee. Here's what Donald Trump said. "No, I don't anymore. No, we'll see who it is." That was his response. "No, I don't stand anymore, stand by it anymore," meaning the pledge. "No, we'll see who it is." Pretty matter-of-fact statement. He's not going to stand by it. Quite frankly, I wouldn't stand by the damn thing either. I would have thrown it in the trash. I never would have signed it in the first damn place. Because I am a Texan. I'm from Central Texas. Same place Ted Cruz says he's from. Canadian Ted Cruz says that he's from, Central Texas. I followed Ted Cruz for a long time. Ted Cruz is not my guy. I hate that man's guts and liver. I can't stand Ted Cruz. Okay? Do I think he's better than Donald Trump? Yeah, maybe on some things. But, and I'll tell you why I don't like Ted Cruz. I like Ted Cruz's philosophy on things, but I don't like Ted Cruz as a person. Ted Cruz spent his whole life becoming a lawyer. You know that I hate lawyers, unless you listen to this show. If you're a lawyer that's listening to this show, I love you, because you're a smart lawyer. I'm giving you more education in 30 minutes every day than you got in your whole time at law school. Okay? Because I'm teaching you something. I'm teaching you common sense. That's what they don't teach you in law school. They don't teach you common sense. Anyway, Ted Cruz, I don't like him. You just can't trust the guy. Okay, you say you can't trust Donald Trump. You can't. But you damn sure can't trust Ted Cruz either. I mean, Ted Cruz is with a guy who licks his finger, sticks it up in the wind, and whichever way the wind's blowing, Ted Cruz is going to be on it. Okay? Ted Cruz, just a piece of dirt, man. I mean, I can't stand the guy. I don't like the guy at all. If it comes down to him and Hillary, he's my guy. But if it comes down to him and Trump, God, I don't know. And I'm not even talking about John Kasich here, because John Kasich is such a... why in the hell is this guy still in the race? Anyway, back to this. With respect to his, continuous relationship with Cruz, Trump appeared last night to release Cruz from the pledge as well. Okay? So, this is what Trump said. He said, honestly, he doesn't have to support me, and I'm not asking for his support. Okay? Now think about that. He's not asking for Ted Cruz's support, and he doesn't want Ted Cruz's support. Quite honestly, Ted Cruz, if I was the last runner in the presidency, for the nominee for the president, I would not want Ted wannabe Reagan Cruz as my endorsement. I wouldn't. I think it hurts you. I really do. I mean, Cruz to me is just, he's a puppet. I mean, he goes to this guy who nobody can pronounce his name, Reince Priebus. I could come up with so many parodies for that. But anyway, you want to know what's wrong with the Republican Party? There's a lot wrong with the Republican Party. I'm a Republican, but there's a lot wrong with the Republican Party right now. Reince Priebus, Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, John Kasich. This is the problem. Okay? Anyway, Cruz, back to this. I'm going to get off of this here. Cruz dodged the question whether or not he still holds the pledge by insisting he will be the nominee. Okay? On Friday, this morning, on Friday, in an apparent reference to Trump, Donald Cruz says, "I don't make a habit of supporting people who attack my wife and family." Okay. Okay, whatever. Ohio Governor John Kasich, also appearing on the CNN town hall, hedged his bet as well. Okay? This is what John Kasich said. "I've got to see what happens. If the nominee is somebody I think is really hurting the country and dividing the country, I can't stand behind him." Kasich may have been speaking for all the candidates when he added, frankly, all of us shouldn't have even answered that question. Well, problem number one is you idiots should have never even signed this stupid-ass pledge. What kind of joke is this anyway? I'm going to be honest with you. If you're the DNC, if you're the Democrat National Committee, you have to be sitting back looking at these three buffoons and rinse off Priebus and sitting there saying, look at these idiots. They're allowing us to win the next White House. They're fact. Hillary gets elected 1 term, Hillary gets elected for 2 terms. Simple as that. If she doesn't go to prison first. But the truth of the matter is, the Democrats are probably sitting back at the Republicans thinking, oh my God, keep your bitching. Keep up with this. Because none of you idiots have your shit together. None of you. Not a damn Republican candidate has his act together enough to be president. Now, I'm going to make the argument Hillary doesn't either, and Bernie, what the hell? Just discredit Bernie all the way around. The Republicans nor the Democrats have the guts, the grit, the stamina, whatever, to be president. None of them. I don't like any of them. And that's just me, and I feel a lot of Americans, we're in this deal, okay? It's going to be just like John McCain. Okay? You remember when John McCain and Barack Obama were running for president? Way back when was it? 2008? Okay? You weren't voting for Barack Obama as much as you were voting against John McCain. Because nobody really liked John McCain. I didn't. Not many people did. And I think that's the same situation we're getting into here. As Republicans, we're getting some idiots. We're going to be stuck with one of 2 idiots that's going up against another idiot. And the uneducated people who don't listen to the show are going to vote for Hillary just because they don't like Ted Cruz or Donald Trump. And you're going to be stuck with Bill Clinton again. Bill Clinton's already been president once for 8 years, if you forgot. Now, you're going to be stuck with Bill Clinton for another 8 years. The only person to ever be elected to 16 years of presidency in this country will be back. I'm telling you. Do I have to remind you? Do we have to go through? I've got about 15 minutes left. Do you want me to get into 15 minutes reminding you of why Bill Clinton was not the best president we ever had? Okay? Because, I'm going to tell you, if you elect Hillary again, you're stuck with Bill again. Okay? Now, Bill, he did just exactly what Democrats do. Cut defense, put more people on welfare. Shall I go on? He cut defense, put people on welfare, promoted these weird-ass environmental policies. Education went to hell in a handbasket. The economy, well, you can say the economy did all right, I guess, under Clinton. I mean, but depends on which side of the fence you're on, I guess. But the idea here is you're going to be stuck with this bastard again. Okay? The only difference is it'll be Hillary getting oral sex in the White House and not him. I mean, that's what it'll be. I mean, that's about the only difference. If you can find a man brave enough. I mean, you know, I'm just saying. I'm throwing this out there to you. Now, if we look at Ted Cruz, I want to talk a little bit about this whole Ted Cruz thing. Ted Cruz says, I have a plan to secure the border and end illegal immigration. That's what he tweeted 14 hours ago. Okay? That's what he said. Okay? Donald Trump, as crazy as his plan may sound, he come up with it and he went public with his plan. Ted Cruz is still sitting there sucking his thumb saying, I'm going to be like Reagan. I'm going to be like John Kennedy. I'm going to be the next president. I'm going to do this. And all you're hearing from him is just a bunch of bullshit. I mean, like I said, I'm not really a Trump supporter here, but I'm, you know, if it come down to it, I guess I'm going to go with, I don't know. I don't know. You asked me who I'd vote for. I don't know. I have no earthly idea. I liked Ben Carson, but I was always worried that Ben Carson was going to fall asleep. I mean, I'm sure Ben Carson is a great surgeon. It's just I wonder how many times Ben Carson fell asleep. I don't know. I mean, he always had this... It's like the guy needed some, you know, like... Can I say their name on the radio? Because they're not an advertiser. It's almost like he needed some 5-hour energy to get through the day. I mean, you know, we all know that. But, you know, like Donald Trump or not, one thing Donald is doing is bringing up issues that people are talking about. Donald Trump believes that he can make America great again. Okay? Well, I'm going to throw this out there. America hasn't been great in 7 years. I mean, look at what Obama's done. I mean, let me tell you, Obama, 7 years of a communist dictator. There's a reason he wants to be friends with the Castro family in Cuba. Because he wants to learn how to be a good little communist. Oh, you don't do what I say? I'll issue an executive order. Let me tell you something. The Democrats have this shit figured out. The Democrats know exactly how to win this. Okay? The Democrats know that all they have to do to protect Obama's failed legacy is get Hillary in the White House. Because then all his stupid little executive orders will stick. I mean, simple as that. His stupid little executive orders that he, every time he gets his panties up the crack of his butt, you know, every time he gets his panties in a wad, he issues an executive order. Every single time. If you don't get a Republican candidate in there, a Republican, whoever it is, you're going to be stuck with this shit. And I'm telling you, that's not what you want. I mean, obviously you don't want this. I don't know, maybe you do. I don't know, maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe a lot of you do want to be stuck with Obamacare. Maybe a lot of you do want to be stuck with tax the rich. And, you know, I'm going to get into this damn email I got yesterday, by the way. I got an email from a guy in Colorado. Okay? Swear to God, I got an email from a guy in Colorado who was listening to the show. Colorado, we love you. You're a great place. I think you're a wonderful, wonderful place. But this guy, you need to kick his ass out and send him to New Hampshire or wherever he belongs. Okay? I'm just going to, I'll throw this out there. I don't give a damn. So I get this email, and he says, Matt, if a person makes $50 million a year, why shouldn't you take money from him and make him live like the average person lives? So that way, every person in America gets $100,000 to live off of. What? Chad in Boulder, Colorado, your email didn't even make sense to me. So let me get this straight. You want to take my money that I earn and you want to give it to the people that have not. I got a place for you, brother. It's called China. It's called Communist China. It's called Cuba. Okay? How's that shit working out for you? I mean, really, this guy's like, he uses this big metaphor about how, an athlete makes, I don't know, $50 million a year, he said, Well, what about the people out there who make $20,000 a year? Can't you take money from that guy making $50 million a year, give it to the guy making $20,000 a year, give him $80,000 of it, so he has $100,000 to live off of, and then everybody in the United States has the same equal income? Chad in Boulder, Colorado, stupid. In fact, turn off my show. Don't even listen to me. Because obviously you don't have intelligence. I mean, first of all, I sent him back an email asking him to come on the Overdrive this morning to debate me about this. I never got an email back. Because he knows I'm going to stomp his ass in the dirt when he calls this show. When he Dwayne, I asked him, did I not ask him, Dwayne, to call this show? I gave him the studio line to call this show about 9:15 Central Time in the morning. We haven't heard back from him. It's because he doesn't have the guts to come on this show and debate me about it. That's what it is. That's a stupid analogy. Okay? If I create a level playing field for everybody, what in the hell does that do? That doesn't do a damn thing for anybody. That doesn't give me an incentive to want to go out and make $50 million a year. Okay? He goes on in this email to start to bust my chops about how, here I am, a rich white man, and I don't know who he is, but he goes on to bust my chops, try to anyway, about being a rich white man who gives nothing to anybody. I'm sorry. I give plenty of money every single year to people on welfare. I give plenty of money every time I pay Social Security to the guy out there who wants the damn crazy check. I do. I give plenty of money to these people. I mean, how many people... Look, I'm going to be God's honest with you here. How many people hire these disability advocates, okay, go out there, try to get on Social Security disability because they're crazy, because they have bipolar, or they have, schizophrenia. Okay, it's really hard to prove that they don't, because all they got to do is go in there and say the right thing. I mean, and you have these disability attorneys who, by the way, if you're a disability attorney listening at this show, turn it off. I don't want you either. Okay? But, yeah. Dwayne says, we don't want anybody who doesn't agree with us listening at the show. Damn right we don't. I don't. If you don't agree with me, then there's not a chance that, that you're going to, that I'm going to make you intelligent, because I can't, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. My dad used to say, you can convince that horse he wants a drink. My dad obviously never talked to a disability attorney, and he must have never talked to too many liberals. Okay? But here's the truth of the matter, okay? Keep your hand out of my money. I guarantee you Chad in Boulder, Colorado is probably voting for Bernie Sanders. I can almost guarantee that. Because Bernie Sanders has got this idea. And by the way, is Bernie Sanders giving any money to the have-nots, by the way, other than his taxes? Other than his taxes, is he giving money to the have-nots of the world? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, first of all, let me address this. Chad in Boulder, Colorado, you have no idea what I do. You have no idea about my work with the homeless. You have no idea about my work with Syrian refugees. in Syria, not on U.S. soil. I want to clarify that because I don't want the feds knocking on my door saying, well, are you harboring Syrian refugees? Okay? You have no idea what I do. So I got 2 words for you, Chad in Boulder, Colorado. Screw you. Simple as that. Screw you. Okay? That's pretty simple. I mean, go ahead and waste your vote on Bernie Sanders. That's good. We'll take a Republican. That's good. Okay? Now, on a different note, since we're talking about, giving money out to people, who don't deserve it, people who just come up with these crazy checks, and I'm using street lingo here because that's what people on the street call them, crazy checks. I'm not kidding. That's what they call them, crazy checks. Swear to God. Okay. In the U.S. prison system, you have absolutely no idea how many people sit around in their prison cell all day trying to come up with a way to get a freaking crazy check. That's what they call them. I'm going to get me a crazy check. Hey, send me in some books on how to get one of them crazy checks. They have books on this, how to get Social Security disability because of a mental illness. I know plenty of people out there who have a mental illness that still function every single day. They don't need a crazy check. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Because y'all are smart listeners, you can look these things up. Okay? Go look at the Social Security Disability website, socialsecurity.gov, and look at all these little things that you can get a crazy check for. Woman has a baby, she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, there's a solution for that. All she got to do is claim postpartum depression, boom, get a crazy check. Swear to God, not kidding. I know it's not polite to swear to God, but I'm telling you, that's all they got to do. And the truth of the matter is, the more you whine about it and the more you cry about it, the better chance you're going to get. If you fit into a minority demographic, it's easier for you to get. True story. Look at the Social Security rolls. Look at the disability rolls. I'm not kidding. So, what is this? Did I just see look, check this out. I just saw a tweet that said Cruz office has Ashley Madison account. Okay? Is this true? This rollcall.com just tweeted this. I think it's funny. It's like Team Cruz, Capitol Police, and emails pop up in Ashley Madison data dump. I might get into that here in a little bit. It says personal information gathered from a cyber assault online filing facilitator, Ashley Madison, has now hit the web. Ted Cruz had an Ashley Madison account. Ashley Madison does not, by its own admission, engage in any type of email verification, making fictitious accounts another resource in the cheater's toolbox. So I don't know. Depends on how you can take that, I guess. All right, so that is our morning overdrive for this morning. Wednesday, March 30th, 2016. I am Matt Pierce. We'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. And we will talk to you soon on the morning overdrive. Take care.
Man, it's been a long day, stuck thinking about it, driving on the freeway, wondering if I really tried everything I could, not knowing if I should try a little harder.